Hello everyone, it's Shane Conta, your Wasteland reviewer, and I'm here to review a film, The Dinner. And this was starring Richard Gere, Steve Coogan, Laura Linney, and Rebecca Hall. Now, this film came out in a limited release last week, and I got to go see it this past Tuesday. And I was looking forward to a well acted, engaging film, and it was well acted. Definitely wasn't engaging though. I was actually really disappointed by this film, and a lot of this lands on Oren Moverman, who is both the director and the writer of this film. In terms of what he does as a director, the tone of this film is all over the place, and you don't really know how to feel about certain things, and it goes places that is too much and really just goes too far with the subject that they're trying to deal with in the film. And it's a really ineffective form of storytelling that's done here, and nonlinear storytelling has become very popular, and a lot of people cite Pulp Fiction as one of the great films that was able to balance that. This film does not do that. And you have points where you're supposed to be sitting at this dinner, and it cuts away to flashbacks for so long. It's like, are we ever going to get back to this dinner that we're supposed to be sitting through? And that was done really bad. And the pacing of this felt like it was forever. And I just was like, when's this movie going to end? I can't wait because I'm just done with it. And that's really disappointing as a film fan because you're supposed to be at the theater engaged with the film, and this really didn't do that. The cinematographer was Bobby Bukowski. Now, the aesthetic that this film has is very sophisticated and rich, and that really fits in with the characters and this lifestyle that they live. And I thought that was good. It matched the film and the characters that were making up this experience. The unfortunate thing is there was some really jarring camera work as it was cutting back and forth. It was quick cuts to a character and quick zoom in, and it was really uncomfortable, really jarring, and hard to actually sit through, to be perfectly honest, during some of these sequences in this film. And there's some real obnoxious use of lighting in this film to the point where it's like blinding obnoxious, and it's like, what are they trying to go for here? I'm not quite sure, but it didn't really work for me. And let's get to the writing, which, to be perfectly honest, it's the biggest weakness of this film. Is it's just this story is, you don't really know where this is supposed to be going, what it's supposed to be telling, and it doesn't build up the tension and the intrigue. It just gets really frustrating. And how they structure the story, it's going all over the place, doesn't really ground you in anything for you to be able to be like, okay, I see how this is all playing out. It just is really frustrating. You spend so much time away from this dinner table in these flashbacks, and it just gets to the point where it's like, why am I even dealing with this? Why am I putting up with this? And a really frustrating thing is, it's like, okay, the plot's going to move along, we're finally going to figure out what the hell this dinner is supposed to be about, and boom, somebody says something, character leaves. Somebody goes chasing after them. They finally come back 2 seconds later. Some other obnoxious thing happens, and it's like, oh my god, why does this need to be 2 hours? Just get to the point. And to be perfectly honest, most of the characters in this film are really unlikable and really hard to connect with. And so you're alienated as an audience member because there's no really defined moral compass in this film. And when there is an attempt at that, everyone else gangs up on them and says they're wrong. It's just like, what are these people thinking? I am just really confused. And the only saving graces are there's some scenes where the acting really elevates it and elevates the drama, and it gets really intense. And that's where I'm going to get to it. The positives about this film is the acting. Richard Gere, Laura Linney, Rebecca Hall really blew me away in this film with their fantastic performances. Steve Coogan also did a really good job. It's just, after a while, he felt really one note and annoying, but he met his character, but he didn't really elevate it like the other actors in the film did. And I want to give special heads up for Michael Chernus, who just plays the maitre d' at this place, and I've seen him in like small things. Like he had a small role in Men in Black 3, and you could tell he's more of a comedic actor, but he did a really nice job in this, and he was endearing. And it's like, I like you. Why can't we just watch a movie about your character and like you dealing with these obnoxious asshole, like high class, sophisticated people the whole entire night? Which he put up with so much crap in this film. I'm like, I just feel bad for him. Can he be our protagonist? Overall, this film just felt really bad, and I would go as far. I almost went like giving this an F, but if it's because of the acting and some of the scenes get elevated where it got really engaging, and if it wasn't for this high class performance by this cast that we have here, this definitely would have been something that I would have given my lowest grade. But I'm gonna give The Dinner a D. I would not recommend this movie.